Good afternoon. This is HorseRacingNation.com handicapper Jared Horak with your video feature race of the week. This week's feature race for Saturday, March 26th is going to be the 10th race from Fairgrounds, the Grade 2 Louisiana Derby. 3-year-olds, and they're going to be traveling 9 furlongs on the main track. Let's meet the 13-horse field. Now, there doesn't seem to be a lot of pace in this event. I would expect Pants on Fire to be one of the horses to go out and be part of the pace. It was second in the Comp Stakes, raced wide in the Risen Star. Mucho Macho Man, your Risen Star winner, definitely going to be part of the pace. Should be close up throughout and probably going to be tough to beat, but not going to offer a lot of value. Wilkinson, who won the Comp back in January, probably be at least stalking the pace in here, maybe within at least 3 lengths or so. Left for trainer Alstall Jr. also will likely show some speed, and then maybe one of the long shots, a horse like Lion Drive, may be aggressively handled to at least try to get a piece of the pace in this one. My top choice is going to be Elite Alex. It's going to offer some value. 6-1 morning line. This one won his 5-furlong debut last summer. Was up on the pace in that race. Then he came off of a layoff, raced 1 mile at Oaklawn Park in his return in January. He ended up having a terrible start that day. He rallied nicely from well back to just miss. So that was a good effort. And then they threw him in the Southwest Stakes. He got some decent pace help. He raced wide, rallied wide, and ended up finishing a solid 3rd that day. They were going to run him in the Rebel Stakes last weekend, but they changed direction. That was a smart move. It was a speed bias track that day at Oaklawn. The Factor dominated that race throughout, and Elite Alex would have been in trouble if he ran there. Actually coming here, getting that extra week off, and getting the extra distance, and running for a $1 million purse. Definitely a smart move. Calvin Burrell is going to ride, and this horse seems to be training well in the mornings, always well regarded, and I think this could be a good spot. Might not get a lot of pace help, but I don't think he has to come from nowhere. As I mentioned, he ran up on the pace in his debut, and I think he can be at least within maybe 5 or 6 lengths of the lead. It would put himself in striking position with a chance to win. Now, Mucho Macho Man, definitely the one to beat. It was a big effort in the Risen Star. If he runs anywhere near that race, could be tough to beat. He's the fastest horse on paper. He's got that good early pressing speed in a race without a lot of pace. He's going to be up on the lead throughout. Well, the only thing is he is prepping for the Kentucky Derby. They want him to run 10 furlongs. So I think they're going to maybe be a little bit patient in the beginning. They're going to let him probably sit a little bit off the lead if another horse wants to go out. And I think that horse is going to be Pants on Fire. Rosie Napravnik, the leading rider, jumps aboard. Like I said, he was second in the Lecomte when he set the pace. Last time out, he raced wide in the Risen Star, didn't get to the lead. He's got post 2. He's got the leading rider at Fairgrounds. Probably going to go right out to the front and try to steal this one. His stablemate Nacho Business has run 2 races lifetime. He won 1 mile first time out at Gulfstream Park. Then last time at 1 mile and 1/8, he had an outer post in a 6-horse field. He was actually post 5, and he ended up closing nicely to miss by 3/4 of a length. 9 furlong races at Gulfstream, speed-friendly distance. Inside horses usually dominate. That's what happened. Nacho Business rallied nicely that day, earned a nice triple-digit late speed rating, and I think in this race he's going to save all the ground within striking range throughout. If he's good enough, he could spring the upset. Now there's 2 horses trained by Neil Howard, Machin and Wilkinson. Machin is going to be an underlay. He's 7-2 morning line. He disappointed in the Risen Star, finishing 4th, and he's not going to offer as much value as his stablemate Wilkinson. Now Wilkinson, as I said, he won the Lecomte Stakes. Garrett Gomez is going to ride. He's got tactical speed. He's 10-1. He's going to offer more value. This is how I suggest playing this race. We're going to make a $10 win bet on Elite Alex. Then we're going to play a $10 exacta. We're going to put the entry Nacho Business and Pants on Fire. We're also going to put Wilkinson and Elite Alex on top of Mucho Macho Man, your morning line favorite. Now we got 6 weeks to go now for the Kentucky Derby, and I'm going to do a quick 2-minute rundown of some of the top contenders and some of the good prep races over the last few weeks. Now Uncle Mo, that was a nice effort in the Timely Rider. Now he probably should have gone in the Tampa Bay Derby. Actually, the Tampa Bay Derby came up very weak. He would have probably won that race as well, but they decided they wanted to run him at Gulfstream Park in a 1-turn mile, and he dominated that race throughout. I like the fact that he went very slow early, and he finished fast. So he can adapt to various pace scenarios. He's got that good early pressing speed. He was the fastest 2-year-old, and he looks good right now. If you come over to HorseRacingNation.com, we have a lot of Uncle Mo coverage. We have Uncle Mo's Corner, a section of our site devoted to Uncle Mo. So come on over to HorseRacingNation.com if you're a big Uncle Mo fan. Now, Uncle Mo's stablemate, Stay Thirsty, he won the Gotham Stakes in his return. That was a good effort, and I think he can move forward off that race. Probably not as good as Uncle Mo, but he is heading in the right direction. Now Santiva, who finished second in the Risen Star Stakes, they decided to skip the Louisiana Derby. They're going to wait for the Bluegrass Stakes for this one. He ran well in his first start this year, and I think he's probably going to run well in the Bluegrass. He can handle synthetic. He's a dangerous closer in the Kentucky Derby. He'll have 2 preps. He had his one in the Risen Star. The Bluegrass will be his final Derby prep. He's one to watch in the stretch in the Kentucky Derby, especially if he runs well in the Bluegrass. Dialed in, he disappointed in an allowance race. He ended up finishing second behind his stablemate. It was an allowance prep for the Florida Derby. There was no pace in that race, though. The Florida Derby most likely going to have a much quicker pace scenario, and we'll have to see. We'll see how good dialed in is after that race. To Honor and Serve, disappointed in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. He returned in that race, ended up finishing a well-beaten third. Looked like a short horse. He didn't get out to the lead that day. I would expect he could be more aggressively handled in the Florida Derby next time out, especially because Soldat, who won the Fountain of Youth going wire to wire from post 1, he's been raiding behind horses in his recent works as they've been working him in company, trying to get him to relax because they want him to run well in the Kentucky Derby, and with horses like the Factor and To Honor and Serve in there and some others that have a lot of speed, they want Soldat to learn how to relax, so he may be more patient in his next start, so To Honor and Serve could jump up and run a better race. Premier Pegasus, that was a big effort last time out in the San Felipe. He just went, he got a lot of pace help, and he just powered home. Now, the pace definitely fell apart. Nobody else really did much running. Still not sure quite how good he is, but we should learn more after the Santa Anita Derby on that one. Jaycedo was a distant second in the San Felipe. Didn't do a lot of running. He got tons of pace help. He was well beaten by Premier Pegasus, and he's going to have to go much better to be considered a top Derby contender. And then finally, the Factor. That was a huge effort last time out in the Rebel Stakes. He just took control of that race and just ran off. The only negative here is he doesn't seem to relax too much in the early going. If he would have gone 48 or something like that instead of 46 and change in the Rebel, I would think he has a much better chance of getting 10 furlongs. But he just looks like a horse that just likes to get out there and run fast as long as he can. That may not work at 10 furlongs on the first Saturday in May. And then I wrap up this week's video race of the week. This is HorseRacingNation.com handicapper Jared Horak. Good luck at the races.